The house is quiet again. Another day has come to an end. And before you close your eyes tonight, you whisper the same prayer you've carried for weeks, maybe even months. Not because you're trying to convince me to listen, but because you still haven't learned how to stop hoping. When you first prayed, every morning felt filled with possibility. You woke up believing, maybe today. Every unexpected moment made your heart whisper, could this be the answer I've been waiting for? But little by little, without anyone noticing, even hope began to grow tired. Not because you stopped believing in me, but because carrying hope for so long can become its own kind of weariness. Now when someone asks how you're doing, you smile and quietly say, I'm all right. Not because it's true, but because you're tired of explaining a prayer that still has no visible answer, so you carry it in silence, just between you and me. And when the room grows quiet, when there is nothing left to distract your thoughts, one question always seems to find you, not with anger, not with rebellion, just with the honesty of a weary heart. Father, are you still working? Yes, more than you can imagine, but you've been looking for my work in places where it was never meant to begin. You've been searching for signs around you, while I have been quietly shaping something within you. And before I show you what I'm preparing, I need you to see this season through my eyes, because what you've been calling empty, I have never called empty. There is something you need to understand. The hardest part of waiting was never the waiting itself. It was what the silence slowly convinced you to believe. At first, you only had questions. When will this change? How long will this last? When will I finally see something different? But after enough unanswered days, questions can become conclusions, and somewhere along the way, you started believing something that was never true. You started believing that if you could not see me moving, I must not be moving at all. But your eyes have always looked for evidence on the surface. You look for the door opening, the situation changing, the answer arriving, and when those things remain the same, your heart begins to wonder if heaven is silent. But there are things happening beneath the surface that your eyes were never meant to see. A seed buried beneath the ground does not look alive. To someone passing by, it looks forgotten, hidden, still, almost as if nothing is happening. But the darkness is not the end of the story. The silence is not the absence of life. Beneath the soil, roots are forming, strength is developing, something is growing. The seed does not mistake the darkness for abandonment, because growth was never dependent on what could be seen. And neither is yours, because sometimes the greatest work I do begins in places you cannot see. You thought this season was only about what I had not given you yet, but you did not see what I was building while you waited. I know you wished it had happened sooner. I know there were moments when you looked at the same situation, the same closed door, the same unanswered prayer, and wondered, how much longer? I know waiting has not always felt like growth. Sometimes it has felt like losing time. Sometimes it has felt like standing still while everything else moved forward. But I need you to understand something. Some things are too valuable to be rushed. A seed does not become a tree the moment it is planted. For a season, it disappears beneath the ground, hidden, quiet, unseen. And if you only looked at the surface, you might believe nothing was happening. But beneath the soil, roots were reaching deeper, strength was forming, life was beginning. And that is what you could not see. While you were asking me to change what was around you, I was strengthening what was within you. You asked me for the door to open, but I was teaching you how to walk through it. You asked me to remove the struggle, but I was building the strength you would need because of it. You asked me for the answer, but I was building a faith that could stand even before the answer arrived. Because what would it profit you to receive everything you prayed for, but lose the person you were becoming? The patience you thought was only a delay was becoming endurance. The surrender you thought was weakness was becoming trust. The silence you thought was empty was becoming a place where you learned to hear me. You were searching for proof that I was moving, but I was creating something deeper than proof. I was preparing you. Maybe you've been measuring this season by the wrong thing. You've been looking at the calendar, counting the days, counting the prayers, counting the moments when nothing seemed to change, and you've been asking, when will this finally end? But what if this season was never only about getting you to a different place? What if it was about preparing you for who you would become when you arrived there? Because while you were asking me to change what was around you, I was working on what was within you. You wanted the door to open, but I was teaching you how to walk through it. You wanted the answer to come quickly, but I was building a faith that could stand even before the answer arrived. I know you would have chosen a shorter road. I know you would have preferred a season with fewer questions, fewer tears, fewer moments of uncertainty. And I understand, because I saw every moment you carried this weight. But one day, you will look back at this season differently. You will realize that what felt like lost time was not wasted time. The patience you thought was slowing you down was teaching you endurance. The surrender you thought was taking something away from you was teaching you trust. The moments when you thought you were standing still were the moments when your roots were growing deeper. So stop measuring my work only by what you can see. Stop believing that because the outside has not changed, nothing has changed. You call it waiting, I call it preparation. You call it a delay, I call it development. Because the season you wanted to escape may become the season you one day thank me for. So now, do not rush this season. Do not despise the place where you are standing. I know you want answers. I know you want the door to open. I know you want to finally understand why this path had to look this way. But trust me, with what you cannot yet see, the same hands that are guiding your future are holding you in this moment. The waiting is not where I forgot you. The waiting is where I have been preparing you. One day, you will look back at this season, not with the same questions, not with the same pain, but with a deeper understanding, and you will see that I was there, in the silence, in the uncertainty, in the moments when you thought nothing was happening. I never stopped working. I never stopped listening. I never stopped being near. So keep walking, keep trusting, keep bringing your heart to me, because the story is not ending in the place where you are waiting. Something is still being written, and what I am preparing will be worth the journey.